Andy,
Thank you.
it's nice to be here with you.
It's a pleasure.
2 years, just like yesterday as you started.
That's right.
24 months. Go. I've been directed to ask you some questions. And that is why I'm here today on behalf of the Housing Development Advocacy Network.
You're welcome.
So the focus will be 2 years stewardship review of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria Managing Director. We want to know what you have done in the last 2 years. We want you to give an account. So let's start. What vision did you set out with immediately you were appointed at the ending of the Federal Mortgage Bank?
Thank you very much, Barrister Adebayo. Let me start by saying that I had the rare privilege of being the first staff that had served in the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to be appointed as the MD. And like every human endeavor, if you are opportuned to look at how things are happening, you always wish that if you had an opportunity, there are certain changes that you can implement. And so, because of my knowledge of the system, by the grace of God, I hit the ground running. And I had in mind clear focus and objectives of what to achieve. The first is there is this narrative about this institution that is not a performing institution, that the contributors to the National Housing Fund are not enjoying the benefits of their contribution. Number two is that the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is not contributing meaningfully to housing development in Nigeria. There is also the serious issue of the difficulty with which contributors to the National Housing Fund access our facilities. So I came with a clear mandate, one, to deepen process automation, which we what I call the 7-point agenda, to deepen process automation, to improve asset quality, because most of our loans also, a lot of our loans have come bad. So we needed to improve the asset quality of this bank by introducing a lot of credit discipline. There is also this narrative about the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria as being an institution that is old-fashioned, implementing manual processes, and there was a need to digitalize our processes and make it seamless for contributors to the National Housing Fund to access our facilities, and to create a meaning and value for these contributors to look back and say it was worthwhile contributing to this fund. So what did we do? We decided to implement some institutional reforms.
So immediately you came in, you started all those reforms. That's what will lead me to my second question. What can we see are your major achievements? Stakeholders in the housing industry want to know. Nigerians want to know. Having listed what you wanted to do, to what extent have you been able to address 1, 2, 3, 4 you mentioned? We would like to know.
Thank you very much. So, first is that we tried the best we could, and we achieved great strides in improving the operational and financial performance of the bank. Because one of the slogans I came on with was that we are a bank and we must begin to behave like one.
Yes.
What is the bank known for? The bank is known for transparency, accountability, integrity, and efficiency in service. So what we did was to improve the operational performance of the bank and the financial performance of the bank. For the first time in 2024, this bank made an operational surplus of 11.5 billion.
You mean Federal Mortgage Bank made an operational surplus?
And so I must clarify this. By management accounts, 11.5 billion. Normally, there's what we call impairment. When impairment is applied, that figure will go down. However, that's the first time in the history of this bank that we record such an operational performance. And in 2023, when we came in, the operational performance was 203 million. So we achieved 11.5 in 2024. And then we decided to close out the automation process. This bank has been on a journey of automation for a very long time, and we took a decision to set a cut-off date when this must be completed. So we completed the automation of the bank, what we call a core bank loan application technology. And so, on with your foot, if you dial *219#, we have a bouquet of services that you can access to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, including checking the statement of account.
You mean I can check my balance
You can do that
through
right now.
*219#?
Hash.
Okay, *219#.
hash.
*219#.
*219#.
*219#.
And then you send.
It
It will give you options whether you want to check your account number, you want to check you want your statement, you want to check your contribution, your current contribution, you want to check your balance, and so on.
So those who does not know the Federal Mortgage Bank have gone to the level we are in. Is when you get your balance of GTB Bank, Zenith Bank, and other bank. The MDC, you can now check. Use *219#, and then from there
You send.
you send. That's good.
Exactly.
That's good.
And so, like in every journey of automation, you normally have to set a cut-off date because this is a contribution that has been going on for about 30 years. And so we set a cut-off date. So when you check, you might find that your balance is up to date. You may also find that it is not up to date, but there's nothing to worry about. And the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is very accountable to the contributors. We have all our records. And so we are just onboarding different organizations and contributors on a gradual basis. So that's one. Number two, for the first time in the history of this bank, we also decided to digitalize our registration process. Where right now, if you do ibank.gov.ng, you are going to be able to register with NHF without visiting any of our offices, online, real time. You register with NHF, you make contributions.
No, without going to any of your branches
without
in any state of the Federation.
Exactly.
I can do that on my phone.
Exactly. ibank.gov.ng. All right. Now, so having achieved that, now we are deepening that process. We are now creating more awareness so Nigerians are able to know that they can now deal with us like any efficient financial institution. Then, in terms of operational performance, when we came in 2024, the highest NHF collection in this bank was 100 billion in 2023. In 2024, we achieved 103 billion. And in 2025, we grew total NHF collections to 136 billion.
So it has improved for that.
It
You
has also improved with 36% increase. And also, this is the highest in the history of this bank so far.
so far.
Yeah. And interestingly, in terms of growing the NHF contributions, we believe that we have been able to create confidence in the system to the extent that most states are beginning to show interest in collaborating with FMBN. When we came in again, we had two states that were not contributing to the fund, Oyo State and Kano. Oyo State, the executive governor of Oyo State has already signed and written a formal communication to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, conveying the decision of the state government to return to the scheme. Same goes for Kano State. We have signed a memorandum of agreement with Kano State to return also to the
So you have gotten two states back
yes,
to the National Housing Fund contribution.
Yes, and those were the only two states that were not contributing.
That was not there before.
Good. So we decided to, like I mentioned, deepen our process automation. And then we also decided to create more access to Nigerians. One of the problems, like I said, was that a lot of people were not able to access our facilities. And this is because there are a lot of challenges. Individuals' income levels in Nigeria are very low. And as you know, we are an institution that is created to finance affordable housing. And you know, affordability is a function of two variables. One is cost, the other is income. And we know that in Nigeria, prices of building materials have gone up like any other thing. And as it is normally said, there's no free lunch. Somebody has to pay. However, as an institution, we decided to go back to the drawing tables to say, in the face of the challenge of lack of affordability because of low incomes, what do we do? Now, we decided to approach this in two fronts. One is to look at what kind of housing designs should we be financing. Like I always mentioned, ordinarily, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is not an institution that should be financing construction of houses. We are ordinarily supposed to be financing mortgages, which presupposes that houses are standing and then we will finance the mortgages. But because either that houses are not available or the houses available are not within the threshold of affordability to a target market, we decided to finance construction of houses. so that we can control quality, we can control cost at which these houses are delivered, so that they can then be affordable to low and medium income earners. So under the renewed hope housing agenda, we decided as an institution to play a critical role so that we can give opportunities to the contributors of National Housing Fund to live in estates that are funded under PPP so that they can enjoy cross-subsidy, meaning that they can live in those environments, but they pay lower for the kind of houses that.
So what have you done in this area to assist people who want to buy houses through renewal?
Okay, one of the things we did was to first provide the 100 billion naira of taker guarantee to the consortium of developers that are building houses under the renewed housing agenda of the federal government. And this came as a result of an MOU that was signed between the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development and the consortium of developers in the private sector. Now, the effect of the bankable offtake guarantee is that when houses are built under the renewed hope agenda, under that framework, we will provide offtake for mortgage financing for off-takers of those houses. And so, we then also decided to fund directly some of those housing units so that those units will be under the amounts that are allowable for NHK, which presently is 50 million.
How much is that? 50 million?
50 million. 50 million.
That's the highest.
Exactly, that's the highest. So the houses we are financing, we have 36 million and then we have 49 million under the, 44 million for the 2 bedroom and then 49 million for the 3 bedroom under the renewed hope. But the houses they are funding under the PPP arrangement is above 50 million. Yeah. However, beneficiaries of houses funded by the Federal Mortgage Bank can then live in those communities, enjoy the facilities in those communities by enjoying what we call cross-subsidy.
And is that happening now?
It's happening right now. So far, we have received over 462 applications. We have approved 462 applications arising from the houses that have been delivered under the renewed program, which are now available for mortgage.
Keep a date with Housing Development Program every week on AIT. Housing Development is the first and pioneer housing program in Nigeria and by extension, Africa. It remains the authentic voice of the Nigerian housing and construction industry. Housing Development is the only credible and specialized platform for seasoned professionals in the build industry, where quality and credible players in the real estate sector meet to interact, showcase, and analyze government policies. It is no doubt that hundreds of thousands of prospective Nigerians who desire to own their personal properties have done so through the assistance of Housing Development Program in the last 10 years. If you are a stakeholder in the build industry, here is where you must be. We are authentic, credible, and supported by all the leading professionals in the build industry. Housing Development on AIT.